All right, and welcome to day two of Module 3. Today, what you learned today is going to be very similar to what we've been doing in the past, what we did in Unit 1, except we were looking at just angles. Now we're going to be looking at triangles. So please remember, triangles, you've got 3 angles involved. So, and then all 3 of those angles are going to add up to 180 degrees. So when we're working in this unit, we're going to be thinking part plus part plus part equals a total or a whole of 180. All right, so let's just go ahead and check your answers. I'm just going to write the answers on the board. So this one, the angle should be 60 degrees, and this is an acute triangle because all the angles are less than 90. This one's 30 degrees. This is obtuse. Over here we've got a situation where this is 64 degrees. And again, this is also an acute triangle. All right, if you're checking your answers, we're still on page 3. This one we knew is x equals -8, and this is an acute triangle. This one is x equals 0. And of course, this is acute. And here we've got x equals -5, -5. And again, we've got an acute triangle. And this one obviously is a right triangle. I know that just from looking at it. And x equals -7. And this is a right triangle because it's got at least one 90-degree angle. All right, let's move forward and look at our equilateral and isosceles triangles. So a reminder that all equilateral triangles are going to have equal angle measures and equal side lengths. This is an isosceles triangle. This is what we call our vertex angle. It's the angle that's different. And these are our base angles because they are across from the equal sides. So if this one's 55 degrees, this one's also 55 degrees. Okay? So here we're looking at a base angle of 45. So this is my other base angle. This is the one that's going to be different. So we have to do 45 plus 45 plus x equals 180. So x is going to equal 90 degrees. So we would call this an isosceles right triangle. Okay? And a reminder, this would be an equilateral. And this one is an isosceles acute. All right, down here we have another isosceles triangle. And please notice this is my vertex angle. This is my vertex angle here. This is my vertex angle here. So that means these are my base angles. So x is going to equal 74 degrees. All right, these are the more complicated ones. In this situation, we have x equals 5. And this is an isosceles. And here we've got an isosceles as well. These are my base angles, and this is my vertex angle. So if this is 9x minus 2, this is also 9x minus 2. So when I add them all together, I get x equals 8. This is my vertex angle, so 9x plus 8 is my vertex angle, but then these are my base angles. So if this is 50, this is also 50. So you'd add all 3 together, part plus part plus part equals whole, which is 180. So x equals 8. And then over here, this is my base angle, and this is x plus 70. And what do I know about these 2 angles is they're going to be equal to each other. So I don't need to know what my vertex angle is. I can just say x plus 70 equals 65.
Pardon the interruption.
So having said that, when you subtract 70, you get x equals -5. Okay, that's your homework. That's pages 3 and 4. So today we should be on page 5. And we're going to learn the exterior angles theorem. And then you should be able to see around the room, there are several triangle problems around the room that involve interior angles theorem. And now we're also going to add on the exterior angles theorem. So let's see what this looks like. I'm going to take away the answers from you and put up this. Okay, and it looks like we can do 4 problems per page. And the answers are there for you, but I just wanted to let you know that an exterior angle is an angle formed on the outside of a triangle if you extend one of the sides beyond the triangle, you get an exterior angle. And how you determine what the exterior angle is it's really just the 2 interior angles added together. So part plus part equals whole. You don't want to use the one right next to it because what you'll notice is the angle right next to it, adjacent, they're going to be supplementary. So they're going to add up to 180. And so basically, you could also just find this missing angle by adding, subtracting from 180. And the shortcut is just to add these 2 together. And you'll notice that 40 plus 56 is 96 degrees. So the exterior angle here is 96 degrees. Now, if we look at number 3 is a little bit different. You'll notice that you have an exterior angle. Again, I've extended this side of the triangle. And so I have this exterior angle, so I know that 46 plus x is going to give me 86. So in this case, I'm subtracting 46 from the whole. And so I get x equals 40, because 40 plus 46 gives me 86, which is the exterior angle. So you should have no problems doing numbers 2 and 4. So this is just with numbers so that you can get an idea of what it looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and look at when we add algebra in. So let's look at the next set of 4 problems and see what's going on. Okay. So now we're looking at numbers 5 through 8. Now we'll do a model problem for you. Once again, I know this is an exterior angle because I've extended one of the sides. Please excuse me while I answer that call. Okay, sorry about that. That was a bit cringy, but it is what it is. So if we extend that side out, we see that this is our exterior angle. This marks this angle here, and this marks this angle here. So it's going to be part plus part equals 80. Part plus part equals 80. So it's x plus 19 plus 4x plus 6, and that's going to equal 80 because the 2 interior angles add up to the exterior angle. So I've got 5x plus 19 plus 6 is what? 25 equals 80. So now I subtract 25. So 5x equals, let's see, this becomes 7. 2 from 7 is 5. So x is going to equal 11, which is what we have here. All right, so if we look here, it's going to be part plus part equals 118. You can see that you should get x equals 4. And then down here, so you want to do the math and make sure you're going to get part plus part equals 23x plus 4. So this is going to be a more complicated equation, but you should still come out with a similar answer. And here again, you're going to get 20x plus 7 is going to equal 55 plus 13x minus 6. So you combine your like terms. So you get 20x plus 7 equals 55 minus 5 is 50, so this is 49 plus 13x. Okay. Then what I would do is subtract 7. So you get 20x equals 42 plus 13x. Then subtract 13x. So you get 7x equals 42. And when you divide, you get x equals 6. Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward and do the next set of problems here. Let me erase what we got. All right, moving forward, to the next set. Sorry, for some reason I have to pause in between every time I switch the screen. But that's all right. You should have been able to complete numbers 1 through 12 at this time. So now number 13, I got to kind of remember everything that I've learned thus far, all the angle relationships that I've learned. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom right corner, and I need to try to figure out what this exterior angle is here. So again, this side right here is being extended. So I know that if I know this angle and whatever this angle is here, right? So 44 plus whatever this is, I can figure out what the exterior angle is. So now I got to kind of work my way around the picture to figure out what I know. Well, I see that this is 50 here, so I know that this angle and this angle together make a 180. So this is 130. But I also know that this angle here is going to be a vertical angle, so this is going to be 50 degrees. So there's a couple ways I could see this. I know these two angles plus this angle have to add up to 180. So 55 plus 50 plus x, and this is what I'm going to call x, equals 180. So 55 plus 50, this is 105 plus x equals 180. So I can see right now that x is going to equal 75 degrees. So if this equals 75 degrees, then I know this right here is 75 degrees. So to find that outside, I'm going to add 75 plus 44, which is 119. So this angle right here is 119. So this is the skill that you're going to need to be able to do when you walk around the room. You're going to have to be able to use reasoning to figure out what's missing, what kind of equation do I have to set up. So if I look at number 14, this looks really complicated, but there's a lot that I know about this. All right, so first of all, I'm trying to get this angle here. So I'm going to work backwards. So if this is 105, I know this is 75, because 75 plus 105 is 180. If this is 125, then this angle right here is 180 minus 125, because they make supplementary angles. 5. So this one's 55. So if this is 55 and this is 75, I can figure this one out by doing 55 plus 75 plus x equals 180. So let's see, 75 plus 55, that's 130. So that means, I'm going to subtract 130, so that means this is 50 degrees. All right, so this is 50, this is 50, so that means this one has to be 80 degrees, because 50 plus 50 is 100, plus 80 makes a straight line, which is 180 degrees. All right, now I can figure this one out, because this is the extension here, so this is 135, this is going to be 180 minus 135. So that's 545. And so this interior angle is part plus part minus let's do 80 plus 45 plus x equals 180. And when you work that out, you get 55 minutes. Okay. So you should be able to do the last two problems on your own. And then you'll notice that the next thing you have to do is angles of triangle scavenger hunt. There are 20 problems scattered around the room. And again, you can start anywhere you would like. You may work alone or with a partner. You can start anywhere, but you have to move to the next problem as you get the answer. So you see in the upper left corner, it'll say previous answer, and that's how you can check your work. So if you don't get that answer and you don't find it around the room, go back to the previous problem and see if you made an error. Or ask me to look over, or ask a partner to look over your work to see if you made an error to move on to the next problem. It will be for a grade. It is due when we take the unit assessment. Okay, good luck.